it's a Norwegian movie, and talking about surprises and something I haven't seen before. Then I'm talking about the movie The Trip, in Norwegian, Onde Dager. This was the best Netflix experience I had in the last year, maybe years.
Whoa!
Wow.
Yeah,
Even more than the kissing booth?
Even more than the kissing booth. Even bigger
Wow. Wow.
I didn't know what to expect of this one. It's a Norwegian movie with Noomie Rapace, who's of course became a star after the Millennium trilogy, and now is a star, a very respected actress in Hollywood now as well. And it's with Aksel Hennie. He's a Norwegian actor. He looks like Bill Burr. They are a couple in the movie. He is a soap opera director, not very successful, and she is an actress, failed actress, only does commercials, and they're in a relationship together, and they resent each other more or less for their failed careers, and they go on this little trip to the rural Norwegian mountain area. They have a log house.
Sounds like another movie. They have a dog
Red Dot, but they go to this log house.
I also have to think it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And when they're there, I don't want to spoil too much, but they start really taking their rage out on each other, and from there on, it really becomes one hell of a ride with.
I think I heard about this. Yeah.
Brutal violence. It's such a crazy movie. It's for me, it's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, sort of the plot, but that's very Hollywood. But it meets Mr. and Mrs. Smith, meets Tarantino, meets Wes Anderson, meets Coen Brothers. It's crazy. It's absolutely
also
crazy.
Wes Anderson, in it. Wow.
Yeah, but it is a comedy in the end, and I haven't laughed so much about a movie in the last years. But we talked about it before. It's also a bit my humor. I have a very dark humor, and you have to have that, I think, to like this movie. There might also be people that are really put off by this movie, I think. Yeah. But for me, I haven't laughed so much. It's so completely crazy.
Did you watch it with your partner?
Are quite
Norwegians,
weird.
Yeah.
There was also in the other series you once shared.
Yeah, well, it reminds a bit of that in a way. Welcome to It reminds a bit of that, but this is even more. Yeah, like I said, From Dusk Till Dawn. At some point, also midway in then it changes. It becomes super weird, and it's just like you're really watching. Like, what the fuck is happening here?
Is there a scene with Salma Hayek or?
No, there's not a scene with Salma. But there is a
like
surprise.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Like in From Dusk Till Dawn, there is a big surprise at some point in the movie that puts the plot upside down, so to say, which makes it even become more crazy. So, for me, and this is something that you know that I don't do often, but for me, it was comedy, was slasher, horror, action, slapstick. I have to give this movie a 10. Basically, I have to give this.
Whoa! I really want to see it now. Nice.
And I never give a 10 for a movie, but I give it a 10. But I do realize that it's personal taste. This is really straight up my alley. I think there's a lot of people probably that give it a 5 or 4.
Did you watch it with your girlfriend?
Yeah,
10. Wow. Yeah. So there's nothing to complain about.
No, nothing. I had such a great experience watching this movie.
But did your other person?
Yeah.
She liked it?
Yeah, she liked it too. But we share a bit humor. I'm a bit darker, maybe, but we share.
But it's about the humor, or is it also like, because when it's only funny, is it a series then able to tip to the max, or is there also some other stuff in that? Which brings it to this super level.
I think this mixture of absurdistic and humor. No, I think.
That's it. It's absurdistic. It's humor, but it also has some heart in it. You also feel for them in a way. But it is not. It's not a movie where you will, talking about what we did about Dune, where you will take a lot out of that you can think about, so to say. It's not that kind of movie.
If you like this style, you really should watch those Danish movies from Anders Thomas Jensen.
Yeah, well,
is it then Adam's Apples and stuff, you know?
Yeah, but also
Also really
Festen is
absurdistic.
also a bit. Festen is also absurdistic. About Festen, I also really laughed at some scenes. It's not really a comedy, maybe, but the uncomfortable feelings I found so amazing.
Well, that's the power. Yeah.
You get so
minds.
uncomfortable. I like that about the Scandinavians.
Nice.
So I can recommend it to everybody, but I can also get that I would get some hate from people by recommending this probably. But for me, it was great.
Well, you give this movie a 10, and you give June from 0 to 10.
From 0 to 10, I give Dune a 9 probably.
So wow, this movie is even better than Dune for you. That's amazing.
But you can't compare, because Dune, of course, you judge on other different elements, and this is pure. I judge it on the experience I had, and I couldn't have had a different experience, and it was something new to me, something I haven't experienced before. So
what is the name of the movie?
Again,
the Trip, no? Yeah, The Trip.
The Trip, but I think in Holland, for example, you can find it on Netflix on the Norwegian name, and that's Onde Dager.
Onde Dager. Okay.